beloved Vice Chairman and Registrar of Arun Engineering College campus, Dynamic Principal of Arun Engineering College, and today's Chief Guest, Dr. N. Manoharan, Pro Vice Chancellor, Amit University. Hearty welcome, sir. And also extend my warm welcome to student members of Arun Engineering College campus, faculty members, heads of various department. Today, Arun proudly celebrating a National Education Day with the cooperation from IISc New Delhi. So today's chief guest is having enormous experience in teaching learning process. He is the right personality to share his views in the keyword career opportunity to the young minds. So with these words, I extend a warm welcome to all the members present over this webinar session. Now I request our beloved principal sir to share few words about felicitation address. Welcome.
Very good morning to one and all present here.
Good morning, sir.
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 It's a pleasure.
Good morning, sir.
It's a great pleasure
Good morning, sir.
that the Humanities and Sciences Department comes out with conducting a series of programs for induction, orientation of first year students. In this regard, we have got a very great personality from Mhrd University, Pro Vice Chancellor of Mhrd University, Dr. N. Manoharan. So I welcome you, sir, for this webinar with us. So we have got the topic career opportunities today. So right from the beginning onwards, the students should have a overview about what they are going to do after their education. So in this regard, this topic is organized. So kindly make use of this session and capitalize more from Dr. N. Manoharan, Pro Vice Chancellor. He's a great personality, and make use of this session. Thank you, one and all present here.
Right.
Thank you, Professor. May I now request Dr. Jyotish Kumar, Computer Science Engineering, Head of the Department, can share his views about this webinar, please.
Good morning, sir. Welcome all for this National Education Day on behalf of the management, and I welcome our principal and our professor, Dr. Ravichandran, sir, to take the initiative on Institution Innovation Council of an Arun Engineering College, which has been progressively making for the past 1 year. And today is the day where we have an eminent person from an university to take about the National Education Day. Welcome you, sir. And now I give the part to our professor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Can you see my screen and audio? Good?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, good morning, most respected principal, head of departments, faculty members, and my dear students. So, it is a great opportunity for me to talk to Aruna Engineering College students on this National Education Day, which is November 11th of this year, 2021. So I'm going to talk about the career opportunities for the students, particularly the computer science students and other engineering students also. So my experience in engineering and technology is around 35 years. I started career as a lecturer in an engineering college, and then as a vice chancellor in Tiruvannamalai University. Now I am a Pro Vice Chancellor in Mhrd University. So let me begin my speech. So this is my introduction. So the fast proliferation of small phones, smart devices, smart systems, and smart technologies provides academic institutions like Aruna Engineering College or any other university or engineering college in the world, the students and the faculty and the professional staff and administration with enormous opportunities. So this COVID-19 has also taught us how the smartphones are useful and how the laptops are very, very necessary for a human being, like whether it is a faculty or students. And this is a very, very must. And not only that, the devices like the Wi-Fi is also important for us to live in this world. So we can live even without food, but nowadays we cannot live without smartphones and then the Wi-Fi connectivity. which is the order of the day, and COVID-19 has stressed that importance to all the people in the world. So in terms of new highly technological approaches to increase the quality of teaching strategies and learning outcomes. So during this pandemic, I was even monitoring the classes of our own university. So we have seen the students are using their smartphones even for the examinations, and the laptops for the examinations, and the full teaching through smartphones as well as the laptops. I think the new technologies are order of the day. So I request the students should concentrate more on technology than anything else. That is what the pandemic has taught us. So definitely, when you are looking for your career opportunities, you have to be a tech savvy in the near future or even from today. So you have to learn whatever the technology advances are available in the world, and you have to equip yourself to meet the challenges which the software companies particularly are expecting from the students. That is what the order of the day. So in addition, these technological advances provides remarkably effective management and administration of the main functions and services of the training institutes, colleges, and universities. So it is not only the students should equip themselves, even the organization like colleges and the universities and the institutes, we should also provide a platform for the students. What is expected from the software companies or even the core companies, like what is expected from the students to work in a company like even TCS or Infosys or whatever. So now this particular year, we all know that the admission in computer science and information technology was quite high, particularly in Tamil Nadu, because the pandemic has taught for the companies that they have to be self-sustained, like they have to have an autonomous way of life. So for that, all the companies, including the core companies, they have started adopting the latest technologies into their folder. So that has given a way out to recruit more students from computer science and information technology particularly, so that the seats are full this year. So most of the colleges, the seats in computer science and information technology got full because of this pandemic has taught us a lesson for the advancement of the technology. So I request the students of Aruna Engineering College, you have to equip yourself on the technological advances, what is happening, whether it may be through the licensed software which is available in the college or through the open sources which are available in the internet arena. You have to get into it, and then you have to get used to it, and you have to meet the challenges which is going to be ahead from the software companies. The smart education and e-learning. E-learning is another area. So now you know that most of the libraries are flooded with books. When we had recently an inspection, one of the expert asked me, how you are disseminating the information to the students? You have a lot of books in the library. How you are disseminating the information to the students? When I went as an inspector, as a NAC chairman to many universities and colleges, I do ask the same questions. How you are disseminating the information or whatever the e-learning resources that you have in your library, how you are disseminating to your students? So I request the college should also disseminate the information through this e-learning, through the e-smart learnings or whatever the technological words. So you have to disseminate all the journals and the e-books, what you have in the library to the students. And I request the students should also make use of the library, which the libraries are flooded with e-books, e-journals. Please try to use all that, because there are a lot of sources are available in the world. So please get into it and then try to learn things from morning to evening. And of course, your classes you can watch. And you have to get into all these e-books and see that you are equipped well. So that will be your near future. All these smart classrooms and smart pedagogy. That is the teaching technologies. So nowadays, even the institutions have started doing a flipped classrooms. Whatever the teaching that we are doing it in an institution, we are just recording it and then disseminating in our university or the college websites. So definitely that will be a more useful for the students, and this will be actively deployed and used by leading the academic institutions and training organizations around the world. So the entire world has taught us a lesson that you have to have or you have to use all the e-learning materials, and most of the national institutes you take, whether it is Indian Institute of Technology or Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore, all these top level institutions in India has started doing many courses through e-learning. Please get into it. So many colleges this year, even the last year, they got into the artificial intelligence as a course, and mechatronics is a course for mechanical engineering, and machine learning, data science. So these are all some of the lucrative courses where the universities and the colleges have started introducing, and that is because the technological advancements. So I request the students of our engineering college to learn more on the technological advances and try to meet the challenges of the companies which is going to recruit you in the near future. As Albert Einstein said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. We need to develop a new conceptual models and identify unique features, systems, and technologies for the next level. So when you are approaching for a company for an interview, definitely they will ask you, what is your technological advancements? And not only that, have you done anything with the help of the open sources which is available? And definitely I request all the students should do some models, should do some mini projects. And this is an academic requirement for any engineering college that students are supposed to do it full level, a complete project in their final semester. But I request in every semester, with the help of the faculty member as a supervisor, you please get into a mini projects. So that mini projects will be a much help for you when you are appearing for an interview in any company in the world. So that is the order of the day. So it may be a small model, it may be a small concept. If whatever it is, with the available open sources in the internet arena, you just try to download it and try to develop a model and keep familiar with that, whether whatever the language it is. So you have to have this demonstration to the company, and definitely you will get more opportunities for the recruitment in the companies. This is probably the main reason that multiple researchers and research teams around the world are actively working on the design, development, testing, and implementation of various innovative smart technologies, software and hardware systems, and smart devices. So there are colleges, there are universities. They have also launched some of the nano satellites and the pico satellites. Even when I was a vice chancellor in Satyabama University, I have signed an MOU with ISRO, Bangalore, to launch a nano satellite, where now probably I know the entire system of the nano satellite, how to launch, how to design and develop and then launch a nano satellite. So like the students should also get into many parts, not only the bookish knowledge. So nowadays, the bookish knowledge is not that much helpful for the students when you are going to work. When you are going to work, you must know many technologies which is around the world, which is around you, including the satellite technology that you have to get into. So now many satellites are on the top of us. They are giving service to us. So what type of services we are availing from these satellites? We have to understand, we have to learn. There are many things are available in the internet. So whatever is required for us, whatever our area of focus, whatever our area of interest, definitely we have to get into it and we have to master on that. And more than that, we have to learn the allied areas, including the rocket science, we have to learn. And the applications of smart technology in smart classrooms in the following innovative areas. So these are all some of the areas you can take a screenshot, and these are all the areas where the companies are interested in nowadays. So whatever the company that you are going for an interview, they will definitely ask whether you have a knowledge on these technologies. So first is Internet of Things. All the companies in the world, they have started applying this Internet of Things technology to their applications, and cloud computing is out of the day. So whatever you wanted to have, whatever you wanted to keep, your data, your demonstrations, even the laboratories. See, you do not know, the virtual laboratories are out of the day. So during this pandemic, we never had a laboratory classes physically. So what happened? we have taught the laboratories through virtual laboratory softwares. So that now it is available in the cloud computing technologies. You can put all your laboratories in the cloud, and using the cloud computing technology, you can teach your subjects, you can teach your laboratories without any physical presence in the students as well as in the faculty. So these are all order of the day. You have to learn and use and apply, whether it is a student or a staff or the institution or whatever the case may be. Then RFID technology. So most of the institutions have started applying this RFID technology, particularly the libraries, particularly the medical companies, they have started in their warehouses. So you cannot take even a single book out when you have an RFID technology into your library. You cannot steal a particular drug from a warehouse of a pharma company if you have an RFID technology. So what it is? So the students should get into these technologies, and you should be in a position to explain how the application of these technologies, then ambient intelligent technology, what it is. You have to learn from the internet. Then smart agents technology, then augmented and virtual reality technology, where this augmented and virtual reality technology, we have used it extensively during this pandemic. So all the students should be aware of this. So most of the companies in the world now started implementing these augmented and virtual reality technologies. And once if we don't have a knowledge on this, definitely we will not fit into these companies. So I request all the students to learn all these technologies, including these remote labs, virtual labs. Virtual labs is the order of the day, whether it is a mechanical engineering, whether it is a civil engineering or electrical engineering or a computer or IT or whatever the departments, including the electronics and communication. Now we have the virtual laboratories are in place. So like you can also create your models, your demonstrations through virtual. You can able to demonstrate to the companies with the help of your mobile phone. Then definitely you will find a place in any company when you are equipped with all these technologies in place. Then location and the situation awareness technologies, indoor or outdoor or whatever. Then wireless sensor networking technology, WSN, is again, so without wireless sensor networking, you cannot work nowadays in the world. You cannot live in this world. Then sensor technology, motion, temperature, light, humidity. Now the Chennai is facing the rain problem. So there are a lot of wind outside. So the sensor technology has started working on it. You can have, see, we have done a project with IGCAR Kalpakam where we have done a tower. So you can also install a tower in your house or in your institution or whatever. You can have several sensors in multiple heights. It may be a temperature sensor, it may be a light sensor, it may be a weather sensor, or it may be a humidity sensor or whatever. You can able to connect your system into it. And definitely you can import these sensors which is available around the world. So only thing is your interest is required. Once if you are interested, you can import all these sensors around the world and you can have it in your house, you can have it in your institution, you can have it within you. So even there are technologies available. So we know that the solar power is 18%. Even the ISRO is using 18% thermal efficiency. That means to convert the solar energy into the useful output. Whereas the US, they have made 45% thermal efficiency. How many of you know that? So there are developed countries, they have started using it. And in India, we know only the plate level solar cells. But whereas in US, they have a folded type solar cells. All these technologies we have to. So there are clean rooms are available for development of technologies. So our aim is not within the four walls of a classroom. We have to look beyond, we have to think beyond. There are developed countries, they have started using the air-conditioned innerwears. So all these technologies are available. So only thing is our interest is required. So I request all the students of Rfid Engineering College to get into many technologies, to experience these technologies and try to demonstrate to the companies, whatever you are going for an interview, definitely you will find a place with a high package in the companies in the near future. So there are many other types of emerging and advanced technologies are available. So most of the current research projects, So when it comes to research projects, even for the faculty and the students, we say the faculty members should get research projects from Government of India. So all these research projects, I request the students should involve yourself on this and try to have a publications out of this and just go to the market. So I have around 400 publications in my career. So I have used all my research scholars and students. So I request the students should also concentrate on publications, on the quality journals, not only conferences, on the quality journals. So all these credits will be helpful when you are going for an interview in any of the core companies or even in the software companies. When you get into this research, and definitely you will go deep into it, and this will pave way for you when you are going for a final year project. So that is what I'm just telling you, whatever the semester that you are now. So try to have a mini project, then accumulate all these mini projects, then try to do a meaningful, very good project in the final year, and you will be in a position to explain the final year project to the companies, and you will find a place in the company. Definitely you can. But only thing is that should have a latest technology imbibed into the research project. That is more important. We should not reinvent the wheel. So that is expected from the smart pedagogics. There are several areas, an innovative technology-based student-centric learning and teaching approach in many areas, learning by doing. So we know the concepts, we know the fundamentals, but applications is the main criteria. So the virtual laboratories like, so the application of the concepts that we are reading in a newspaper or in a book or a reference book or a journal or whatever, you have to try to apply, and you have to develop a model or a small concept out of it. Then collaborative learning you have to do. Then the adaptive teaching, the teachers has to implement. Then there are serious games. So there are games that are available on the internet. And your duty, you can also develop a small game into it. Not necessarily a software model. Even a small game will fetch you a job in a very good company with a very high package. There are international companies. They are looking for great minds. But only thing is, are you suitable for that? So there are job opportunities are available throughout the world. Only thing is, the students are not equipped with themselves. The right quality of students are not available for the job. Once if you are capable, once if you are very good at technology, if you are fully equipped with the technology, definitely you will find a very good company in the world in the near future. And the flipped classrooms. So there are many universities, many tutorials, they have started using this flipped classrooms concept. This is nothing but whatever the teaching has been done in the classrooms, the institutions has to upload in their website. And many institutions have started doing it. I request the students also should learn from it and learning analytics and academic analytics. So there are many times we just read, write exams and forget. And that concept should go. Whatever we learn, should we have to apply it in our life, and we have to remember in our life. That is what the analytics are talking about. The academic analytics, many of the students are not doing it. So whatever you read from the textbooks or the reference books or the journals or whatever, and you have to apply the analytics into it. And context-based learning, you have to do it. Then e-books, many lakhs and lakhs of e-books are available on an open source. You have to download and you have to read. Only thing is, you require many years to read all these e-books. And even the libraries are flooded with e-books. Many sites are available for e-books. Only thing is, you have to read all these books and you have to apply for it. Then personal inquiry-based learning, then crossover learning, and other innovative strategies you have to. And a resource-enriched learning environment will be implemented in the form of content cloud, where teachers and students can freely and safely upload and download open educational resources and content together. So there are satellites launched by our own Indian ISRO, where you can upload your text and even you can download. The Anna University has recently launched an AnuSat, where the purpose is they will upload the question papers onto it, where they will ask the institutions to download the question papers from that satellite. So that will be the order of the day. In the near future, you can be able to see that. So that is what I'm saying. You should also get into the satellite technology. That is a rocket science, which is very easy. Only thing is you have to get into that site. You have to see what are all the satellites has been launched by ISRO, and you have to see the applications. When you are viewing a TV using DTH, and it is through your satellite. So all the technology you have to keep in place. You have to learn from that. And in general, it presents a paradigm shift from traditional education. The traditional education is nothing but the teacher comes to the classrooms and he teaches, he completes the 15 minutes and he goes off. And that should be converted into a smart education. That is the abbreviation of self-directed, motivated, adaptive, resource-enriched, technology-embedded education. So it is not only, the traditional education has gone. The order of the day has gone for that. And what is required today by the institutions or by the students is a smart education. See, after 4 years, your life in the engineering college, the teachers will not be available for you to teach. But that is what, you have to be a self-directed personality. You have to be a motivated personality. You have to equip yourself. You have to motivate yourself to meet the challenges when you are out after 4 years from the college. You have to adapt the society. You have to have the resources. You have to find resources when you are inside the college. And all the resources you have to apply when you are out from the college, when you are there in the working environment. So that is what we say, all the technologies you have to learn, keep your technologies around you. Then you have to apply when you are going for a work in any companies. The companies without technology, they will not recruit you at all in the near future. The IBM company, for example, has created a smarter educational framework to demonstrate how it works in partnership with clients to support and enable through the use of technology, smarter education establishments, making them more efficient, productive, and competitive. So there are top giants like IBM and Microsoft. If you visit their website, they have a lot of free resources available. They have a lot of free tools are available for the students to get in. And there are satellite images are available with Hyderabad, NRSC Hyderabad. The satellite images are available. The students of computer science and IT and then electronics, you can download using a username password, which is available at free of cost. So that images you have to take, then do that image processing using your MATLAB or whatever the softwares that you are interested in. Then you have to connect with the world in that. A smart education can be defined like this. It is a multidisciplinary student-centric education system. So nowadays, everybody is talking about the multidisciplinary. That means a particular discipline you take, for example, computer science. So the computer science is a discipline, and mechanical engineering is a discipline, civil engineering is a discipline, and electronics and communication is a discipline in an engineering college. But the order of the day is all these students should combine together and you have to develop a particular aspect. That is what even government of agencies, when they are granting research projects to the institutions, they also say the project should be a multidisciplinary in nature. When you are designing an aspect, you need a sensor. So you have to have a electronics and communication guy into it. And you need something is to design. You need a mechanical guy into it. So try to connect all these department guys, try to develop a particular multidisciplinary approach you have to have. So this type of centric education system linked across the colleges and tertiary institutions and workforce training using adaptive learning programs and learning portfolios for the students and collaborative technologies and digital learning resources for teachers and students. So I think the pandemic has taught us what are all the digital learning resources that are available through internet. So all the digital resources has been utilized right from LKG to PhD. So I think you have to equip yourself onto it. So then computerized administration, wherever you are. So there are many people now, they are monitoring or they are controlling their house and the offices by using their laptop or even their mobile phone. So that you have to understand, you have to learn how to do it. Then the entire monitoring process, we can do it through laptop or the small smartphones. The reporting to keep teachers in the classrooms. Better information on our learners, online learning resources for students, everywhere it is available. Only thing is you have to have. So nowadays, you have seen the colleges, and the universities has started doing an international conferences without any expenses. We can connect anybody in the world through this Google Meet or Zoom Meet or whatever. So this is, we have learned it through this pandemic. We know that, but we have been forced to learn. I think the digital resources, all the students should be aware of. And the smart education can be described like this. Education is in a smart environment, supported by smart technologies. Making use of the smart tools and smart devices can be considered as a smart education. So the education is no longer a traditional education hereafter. It will be a smart education. The companies are expecting from the students or from the organizations is only a smart education that the students should be equipped with and flooded with technologies. In this respect, we observe that novel technologies have been widely adopted in the colleges and especially in the universities, which in many cases exploit cloud and grid computing. You have to understand what it is. Then the next generation network, people are talking about all this, and portable devices with advanced applications in highly interactive frameworks. So I think you have to have all these technologies when you are getting into a job, when you want a job, then you have to have all these technologies in place. And these are all some of the career opportunities that I have listed. A higher education in India. See, when you are out from your final year, you will be thinking what you can do. So you can think of a higher education is the first stuff you can think of, the higher education in India. And particularly I suggest, because Aruna Engineering College, I know from the beginning, is a very well-established engineering college in that region, started long ago. I know about the awareness and all that. And with the very good infrastructure, I mean to say not only the buildings, the softwares and the systems and all that, you have to learn and you have to educate yourself and you have to apply for the national institutes for your higher education in India, if at all, to aim. So I want the Aruna Engineering College students should study their post-graduation in IITs, in IISs, where you can find a lot of quality inside. The application is small. So why I'm saying these national institutes, particularly the IITs, IISs, they have 1,000 crores they have invested on research and development tools and the equipments. And this will be a very good platform for the students. So you can think of higher education in the national institutes and abroad. The world is also now in our fingertips. So you can apply for US, UK, Australia. There are many students, particularly in Chennai. So they are doing their higher studies in US, UK, and Australia. I mean to say all these countries because these are all the advanced countries. So your job opportunities will be more and more when you go for higher studies in these developed countries. And for that, you have to have your GRE, TOEFL, IELTS, all that the institutions will be having flooded with informations, or all the consulates in India. If you visit their website, they have a lot of informations. So just to study all these things, GRE, TOEFL, have some great score, then try to apply to all these US universities, UK universities, and try to get in for higher studies. If not, get into these national institutes for your higher studies. So that will give a lot of advantage or a credit to Aruna Engineering College. Then job opportunities in software companies. So when I say software companies, people are saying only the TCS, Infosys, and Wipro and all that. There are global software companies. So only thing is our limit, our aim should be beyond the border. So we have to apply the global software companies. So for that, we have to equip ourselves. We are not inferior. So most of the time, what students in engineering college, they think, oh, I may not suit for this global software companies. Not like that. There are students only from India. So they are flourishing a lot in the global software companies. Try to interact with them through email or through video chat or whatever. Try to understand their requirement. Equip yourself from first year, second year, third year to the final year. Try to equip yourself with the latest technologies. Then meet their standards. I think definitely you will fit in to the global software companies. Then career in research laboratories. When I say research laboratories, so you will be observed as a scientist in research laboratories. When we talk about in India, we have ISRO. ISRO, Indian Space Research Organizations, is having around 45 research laboratories in India. How many of us know about that? So all these research laboratories, they are recruiting students as scientists. You can work in a latest technology in these research laboratories. And atomic energy, there are around 55 atomic energy laboratories that are available in India. You will be recruited as a scientist in these research laboratories where they are into a cutting edge development, cutting edge technologies development. There are defense laboratories, around 60 defense laboratories are available in India. How many of us know about that? Please Google it and then download it. Try to apply all these research laboratories. You will be observed as a scientist. So there are many platforms that are available. But what students are thinking, once my education is over in engineering college, I will just go to software companies. No, there are many avenues that are available. You can go for higher education. You can go to software companies. You can go to all these research laboratories as scientists. Then career in satellite technology. You know, the NASA in US and ISRO in India, they are recruiting scientists for their own firm. There are many talent guys are required for this satellite technology. If you are capable, definitely you will be observed by this NASA or ISRO in India. Then entrepreneurship opportunities. There are companies, there are people, their own wards are studying in the engineering colleges. Your father or your uncle may be a owner of a very good company. So you can turn yourself as an entrepreneur than working as an employee in a companies. So there are many opportunities. So institution can take a credit out of it. So the institution should also plan those who are good or those who wants to convert themselves as an entrepreneur. Through your entrepreneurship development cell, you can mold them to be an entrepreneur. And those who are trying to get into these jobs, either you have to segregate. The institution has to segregate the students in different forms, not only for only software companies. You have to segregate them in a class of 60 students. You have to tell them how many of the students are interested in higher studies. So please equip them with all the materials. And who are all interested in software companies, please try to train them towards the software companies from the first year. And research laboratories, please try to train them in the research laboratories oriented education for them. And satellite technology like entrepreneurship. So please segregate them in the batch of 5 or 10 and try to give them the latest knowledge to them towards their area of interest. If somebody wants to turn into an entrepreneur, you should not force them to software companies, they may not fit in. If somebody wants to work in a software companies, you cannot turn them as an entrepreneur. So that let us try to segregate the students and try to equip them towards their interest, and definitely they will flourish well. So which is missing in many of the engineering colleges and the universities. We are just training all the students towards software companies where they are not interested, they are not fitting in, and they are not qualified enough to get into the software companies because they might be thinking that they will turn as an entrepreneur, they will become a boss after some time. Then the development of societal related technologies. What I mean to say, there are areas where the attention is required using the technologies. For example, the agriculture. For example, the milk-based companies which is around in Tiruvannamalai. So agriculture is also a base in Tiruvannamalai. So there are agriculture-related activities. The technologies are required there, where the technologies are not plowed there. So still so-called conventional methods are used by the farmers. So you can also get into a societal-related technologies you can develop, and whatever you have learned in these 4 years, try to adopt, try to implement it to these agriculture people and try to get the yield, more yield. I will tell you, there are remote sensing technology is available in ISRO. Through that remote sensing technology, we can able to, even I'm working on a project onto it. The project is like this. The particular soil, we can take it, we can analyze, and we can able to tell the farmers that which crop can be plowed over there and which crop will give a maximum yield in a minimum time. So these things, as a technological person, we can able to feed them. And like the technology can be, one second. So through this remote sensing technology, the ISRO is giving a knowledge to the farmers, like how much more yield that they can get with the minimum time, that the students also can take it up, remote sensing and GIS related work or studies, and you can able to give a service to your farmers. Then opportunities in educational institutions. So like us, you can also turn yourself as an assistant professor or an associate professor or a professor at large. Then opportunities in agriculture related activities, as I said before, you can get into, you can develop smart tools for them so that they can try to use it with your technology. Their job will be simplified in the near future. Then opportunities in sea related activities. Now all the ships will be monitored through technologies, through satellites, and the fishermen, they are suffering a lot. So now the ISRO has developed a technology where through that all the satellite images will be processed, and these informations are fed into the site of INCOIS, which is there, a firm of ISRO in Hyderabad, where through that INCOIS website, you can able to disseminate informations to the people, those who are available on the sea, like those who are going for a fishing. You can tell them in which direction you can go in this particular day. The satellite images are giving that feed to the fishermen, like they need not come without fish. So you can tell them through the processing of satellite images, this particular direction through GPS you can go, and there are a potential fishing zones, that is called PFZ. Potential fishing zones are available. So that potential fishing zones, we can able to get it through the satellite image processing. So that information is available in INCOIS website. That information can be disseminated to the fishermen so that their job will become simpler. And opportunities in innovation. See, you are all young minds. You are all so innovative, and you can able to adopt any technology into it so fast, and than the old people. And you can try to learn many technologies and try to innovate something, so that we can able to see that you can also file a patent, and you can have your earnings through your innovations. And through that, you will also get a lot of laurels and awards in the near future. So I wish the Aruna Engineering College should get more innovation awards in the near future by filing a patent into it. So I have 29 patents into my credit. I have also adopted the students. So I request the institution should take the students forward and try to put them in innovation and try to give them a lot of awards for the students. And definitely the students will be in the top of it. So with this, I'll complete my talk. Thank you very much for your patient listening. I'm ready to answer for all your queries if it already is there. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful speech. A beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. So today we get an opportunity to talk with an young mind, and you have motivated the students in what way the higher education that the students can able to enroll, and in what way the students can able to take over the sessions. So I take this opportunity to thank you, sir, for make this program to be a success one, and do good and good will come to you. So today we get a good mindset of people that where the National Education Day of 2021 is being filled with full of energetic, where the main objective of the National Education Day of 2021 is being celebrated on November 11th. The birth anniversary of India's first education minister, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. He was the first education minister of an independent India and served from 1947 to 1958. So on behalf of our Institution Innovation Council of Aruna Engineering College, on behalf of the management and head of the institution, and it make a big difference in your life when you say positive. So today we get a positive mindset of people to give a positive attitude to the students, where do good and good will come to you, where the beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. So I thank you all, sir, for your wonderful presence and make our students to be inactive. And the learning is very important, that you given make a students to know about the learning is very important at ever, and given a crucial information about the higher studies and the patent recognition, everything. Thank you, sir, for your wonderful presence and make our students to be active. Thank you, sir.
And
Sir, as a part of Institution Innovation Council of Aruna Engineering College, as a faculty of a institution, can you give some kind of information related to how we can start up the incubation center, sir?
Yeah, you can. You can. There are, Government of India is having a separate scheme for that. At DST, Department of Science and Technology, they have an incubation cell. You can apply to that. You will be given some crores. So with that, you can have an incubation center into your college where you can have a lot of incubators. You can have startup companies there where for that the funding will be given by Government of India. You can develop them. Once if they grow, and definitely they will be launched in the society. So it is like a startup companies that they can have it. You can provide them a platform into your college. For that, the complete funding will be financed by the Government of India.
Thank you, sir. Any queries from student side?
If there are no queries, thank you very much for your patient listening.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. If any queries are available, I will make to our professor, Dr. Ravichandran, sir, and make it as one of an email to you so that you can give your valuable advice.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.